Okay, we're here doing video back in style. Hi everybody in the new year. It's a new year and a new setting for me. Basically what happened in the last couple weeks, I got cut off from my main channel and everything was just suppressed, all my activity. But I've been putting up some videos, not a lot of views. I think that people are just busy, they're staying off of YouTube. That's typical. Every year it's about the same. And January has some lulls to it. It has some just like chilling effect. But people still come and see what's there. Maybe they just want to stay in touch. It's the cold time of the year for a lot of people in North America, Europe, parts of Asia. But I do want to include all my Southern Hemisphere viewers. What I'm just saying today is that 2015 is starting off as a very big year because there is a transition between January 5th and 6th where we will finally start to see the upswing for civilization. So I'm predicting a general trend here, and I find this from various factors out there. There's indications that this is what's going on. We've been in a very downward spiral. So there's a movement, a trend toward decadence and things falling apart, the economy, international affairs, people's health, creativity, this kind of thing. I think just overall. I could be wrong though. I'm just predicting within this theory that it seems like a shift will start to occur, like a general overall shift after January 6th. So let's find out if that's going to be true. I'm just proposing that. It's not sensationalistic. I'm not betting $1 million on it. It is purely experimental. So, you know, with my channel, I'm very open-minded. I study a lot of things. Take it with a grain of salt. Okay? If it turns out to be something for you, then let's communicate about it. I'm certainly going to be looking at my own life and the things that are around me, and I'm going to be weighing things out very carefully when I look at current events and see if there's any trend or any discernible changes. But what I do want to mention is that there is this really horrible story that's going on this past week about the Ukraine nuclear mishap. It's an accident of some sort. Who's spreading this rumor? I don't know, but I hear that it's in Ukraine. It's in the largest reactor facility of that continent, and you know, the Ukraine doesn't need more problems, but I guess they keep bringing it on. You know, the manipulators of this, the political shadow that's going on, the shadow government. You know, this power play geopolitically. So this probably factors into it. I don't see where exactly it fits in, but I have a pretty good assumption on that, because, you know, as far as conspiracies, everything is connected. You know, this plane going down, was it the weather, or that's just a perfect, you know, cover story? That's just perfect. Do you have to believe it that way? No, we don't have to believe anything. We don't have to. All this stuff that they're shoveling in the mainstream media. That's what you really should doubt. That's what you really should doubt. But let's go back to this nuclear reactor thing. If that is a problem, it's being severely covered up, because with Fukushima they couldn't or they didn't even bother to cover it up. That was coming out, and you're talking about 3 meltdowns, major technological disaster, environmental disaster also. Now, if this is going on in the Ukraine right now, we're going to find out at some point. I hope it's not. My intuition was that nothing major was going on, but my intuition could be off. My intuition could certainly be off. Maybe, you know, I'm focusing on other things. So this was just like little bit outside the radar, and I just got the general information, and I can't find anything more substantial about it. So the sources were RT Times, Russia Times was talking about it, and that there is a little bit suspect. You have to be skeptical because they want to say bad things about Ukraine, obviously, but they're supposed to be, honest journalism. I think they have some modicum of honesty and objectivism. Now, other sources are people like Kevin Blanch, who's a radical. He always says the motto, people be calling him a radical, and I'm sure that some of my other connections and friends on here will get the same information and also be accepting what Kevin Blanch is saying. He's calling it a flat-out meltdown. Now, my research shows that about a month ago they were talking about it, that there was already some kind of problem. So how is that possible that some people were talking about that? I'm going to check into those sources more carefully. And also I had seen other talk about it, so possibly they had previous problems at that facility. If anyone knows anything, make a comment here. We really have to be aware of all this that's going on. The radiation, the pollution that's coming into the world is just feels like it's out of control, but it has to be controlled and contained in some way. So the first thing is by thinking positive optimism. We have to. And just prayers alone will not solve it, but that is part of the formula. That's part of what needs to be done. I've always recommended that. However, just because we pray, we prepare, what is that phrase? Gosh, I wish I had that. Prepare for the worst. Prepare for the best. Oh, no. Is it expect the worst and prepare for the best? I don't know. Hey, whatever. You can mix and match. These things are not absolute. I just think optimism is really good when we're confronted with these concepts that come from either the mainstream media or whatever source, because everyone, every faction, every subgroup of the consciousness has its own spin. It has its own rules about the way they think things are. But that is not truth. It can go towards truth, but it can also deviate so much from truth that is a partial truth or a distorted truth. So be careful. And that's what I have to say today. That's the report. I'll be getting into more things. It's kind of a general vlog. We're talking about the nuclear problem. I pray that it's going to be okay if they had an issue over there. It could be part of the war that's going on. I would not doubt that. Just like the downing of the jet and the other jets before that. They were downings or ways of disappearing people or making it seem like people were disappearing. Bodies, I mean, who knows? They can fake all that. All that is rigged. All of it can be a scam. What's going on in my real life is the most important thing, and I'm trying to create community here. Always have been. Always will. Always using the technology for the utmost good in our own way. It's very personal and it's very direct. Thanks for connecting with me, staying in touch, and thanks for watching.